What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV. Welcome back to your final match preview before the World Cup. I know for some of you guys, well, probably most of us, can't wait for the World Cup to start because we stink right now. But we're going to delve into everything regarding Newcastle v Chelsea. I don't think we've ever been bigger underdogs for this fixture in recent history, but hey, how times have changed. Before we start, we are going to have a little message from our sponsors that's going to be playing right about now. This video is sponsored by Circle. Circle is a new football sweepstakes game where the winner is decided by what happens live on the pitch, and every moment can count. Everyone who enters the game is put into a circle with a winner highlighted on top at all times. The circle then moves left or right depending on the situation and the events happening. For example, the circle could move 4 spaces after a goal. It could move 2 spaces after a yellow card. In the classic shifter game type that you guys probably already know about, whoever is at the top when the game ends wins the entire pot. In the goal gifter mode, 20% of the pot is paid to whoever's in the pot whenever a goal is scored. You can even create your own private game and invite your friends to play with your own buy-in amount and game rules. And the worst case scenario, your mate wins some money. There's always somebody in the group that will end out winning something. Another bonus, bet 5 to get 5. This means that when you use our referral code on sign up and then you deposit and stake £5 on your first bet, you will get £5 off. You will get a £5 free bet, people. On top of it being a great way to make football a little bit more interesting, part of Circle's profits every single year will be going towards helping fund grassroots football in the UK. Check out the link in the bio to sign up now. You'll be playing along with all of us during our watch-alongs live on YouTube, so you will be playing along with Harry. You must be 18 plus to play and a resident in the UK. Check it out down in the bio below. And we're back. Big up everyone. Like, subscribe. Pete, we got Pete from Loaded Mags NUFC, right?
Loaded Mag NUFC, that's the one.
Right, guys, and the link will be in the description. Link will be on the title as well. Everybody head over there. We've already just done a preview on his channel last night, so check that out. And let us know whether you agree or disagree with any of our thoughts down in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, check out Loaded Mag NUFC. Check out Carefree Lewis G if you want to see more from me as well. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Pete, first off, it goes without saying, but how has the season been from a Newcastle perspective?
You can tell by the smile, Lewis, that we're loving life right now. I'm not even going to lie. We've had absolute dross for 15, 14 years under Mike Ashley. And now we're in a position where we actually feel like we're competing. Look, do we expect to win the league? No. Do we expect to even get Champions League football? Not necessarily, but we are competing with the very best in the Premier League. And you know what? It's just great to be a part of it. Great to be part of this journey. Ever since Eddie Howe came in last November, it's been amazing. So like, I'm on top of the world right now when it comes to football. I can't lie. It's great, and long may it continue.
Yeah, you know what? I actually agree with you on that, even though it's like another competitor for us to deal with. I saw you guys in the trenches under Mike Ashley, and from a neutral perspective, felt terrible. Like, Newcastle's always a great place to go up to. It does take ages to get up there, but it's one of those where as soon as you get there, it was worth the trip. And you guys have struggled. You guys have been through a lot. Did you even expect the turnaround to be this quick? Because I had you guys as top 4 contenders more or less next season, not this season. I thought you'd more just be pushing for Europe in general, but with how Liverpool's been playing, with how we've been playing, you guys are in with a shout, and more than a shout. You might be looking like favourites if you continue this form after the World Cup. Did you expect it to be this quick, though?
No, I think if you ask any Newcastle United fan, nobody expected the turnaround to be this quick. We purely, in February, March time, we were just praying and begging to stay in the league. Now we're third in the league. We're up there with the top teams, the top 6. All of you big boys, and we're holding our own right now. Now, I actually think you're being quite generous in what you were saying, Lewis, because you were saying you expected us to be top four next season. If you ask most fans, they probably expected us to be challenging top four the year after that. So that's
Before
how.
it'd be a 3-year plan.
Yeah, we genuinely we did. We didn't think it was going to be this quick, like Man City did, splash the money, spend, go and win the league. Then we knew it was going to be a more of a gradual process because of FFP, because the scrutiny on the club and the ownership in particular. We knew we were going to have to do this in a very progressive way. Now, we've managed to, we're not saying the job's done, it's far from done, but what we're doing is we're showing our credentials right now that even with the players that we've got now, you look at some of our players in the squad, Jacob Murphy, Chris Wood, Sean Longstaff, they're not household names. I don't think anyone in the top six would want any of those players, but those players
I might take Chris Wood. He might be better than our strikers.
maybe, but I think these guys are pulling up trees right now, and Eddie Howe is getting the maximum out of him, and he deserves massive credit for doing so.
Big facts, big fact. Eddie Howe, I thought would have been more of a transitional manager for you guys, but the way he's pulled such a brilliant Newcastle squad, even with the money that's been spent, and I don't care too much about that. That's football nowadays. Do you think he's the manager that could take you to the Premier League potentially, or do you think he's going to be the one that takes you to a certain point and then you need a more experienced manager to push you?
You're probably asking the wrong guy here because I backed Eddie Howe all the way, even before he was at the club. I wanted him a year before he actually signed for the club. I'm a big fan of Eddie Howe. Watched him closely at Bournemouth. Really was impressed with the job that he did, albeit getting relegated. But I actually followed his journey after he left Bournemouth, and the fact that he went in his 2 years and spent time with Maurizio Sarri in Italy, Diego Simeone at Atletico Madrid, the likes of Jurgen Klopp, and he spent time with those managers and learnt their philosophies and really tried to develop his managerial overall performance. That really impressed me even more. So when it came down to the takeover, and we were linked with the likes of Conte, Unai Emery, who wouldn't want those guys? Brendan Rodgers, they're established managers. But I always had that interest and always put Eddie Howe's name alongside them because I felt that he was capable of it. Now, most Newcastle fans were seeing him as a transitional manager. You're absolutely right. But now, of what he's done with the club and what he's doing right now, I think the owners see him as a long-term manager. There was even talk in the summer when he signed his new contract that he almost could be someone that they see as a Sir Alex Ferguson is going on for 10, 15 years. That's their mentality as an ownership right now of where they see Eddie Howe, which is massive compliments to him.
Yeah, I rate that a lot. Like, you guys are only just building yourselves up to the top, but there's already a belief and a willingness to give the manager all the backing that he needs. And as a Chelsea fan, like, we're only just getting used to that right now. But on to Chelsea. How have you thought of Chelsea this season? I know we've been a car crash from like start to finish. It's been so unpredictable with us. But from your perspective, how have you thought about Chelsea?
Chelsea, the way I describe Chelsea is hot and cold. 1 minute you're firing and you look really, really strong. The next minute you look, just flat on the floor, like you just with no ideas whatsoever. I'll be honest with you, the Brighton performance really surprised me. Looking from the outside
Tell
in.
me about it.
Yeah, and I can imagine how you felt, as a fan and seeing that firsthand. And that really surprised me. I thought you were going to go there and really exert yourself on Brighton and really try and put them to the sword. You've strengthened. I look at the players that you brought in, the ownership, the new ownership brought in, spent a hell of a lot of money. Cucurella, tremendous left back, flying at Brighton. Raheem Sterling, brilliant signing. Honestly, like on absolute fire after the Euros, had a great season with Man City. Thought, you know what, absolutely spot on. Still young, still able to perform. The quality of players. Koulibaly, most of Europe were after him. You went and what, bang, we've got the money. Let's get him in. I thought, you know what, defensive solidity with Silva. Like that's not getting breached. Like absolute top draw signings. And I'm looking at that, I'm thinking, you guys have got a chance to really push the boat out, and it just didn't work. And I don't look. Maybe I'm the wrong person to answer this. I don't know why that didn't happen. Why it's not clicked. Something wasn't right. And obviously Tuchel and the owner fell out, it seems. And it always happens with a new owner. It always happens where the new owner always wants their own manager. No matter how good the manager is, they always want their own stamp on the club. And it clearly seems like there was a disagreement. I was shocked when Tuchel went because I really rate him as a manager. I think he's a very impressive manager. And he did wonders for you. He came in halfway through the season, won the Champions League. I think that should have held a little bit of credit there, but it didn't. But then you come and get Graham Potter, who'd been flying for Brighton, got a fantastic philosophy, and it just doesn't seem to have worked. And I just can't put my finger on why it hasn't happened. You've got the players individually on paper. You compete with most teams in the league, probably apart from City. You certainly compete with the likes of Liverpool, but it's just not working. It just hot and cold. I just don't get it. Like, I don't know whether you can shed any more light on it.
To me, like, I had the same feeling as you at the start of the season, but it's not the players that we brought in; it's the players that are still here. And I've said with Chelsea, like, I look at Klopp, I look at Pep. Not really Pep, more Arteta than Pep. But when you're talking about a rebuild, a lot of people don't like saying it, but those rebuilds involved 80% or 90% of the original squad leaving. And the same thing needs to happen at Chelsea. Me personally, I've given Reece James, Kovacic, the new signings, I'll give a year. I always do that. Other than that, anyone else, if they want to leave, they can gladly leave. Even Silva, personally, not because I think he's a poor player or anything. I just think if we're talking about a 2-3 year rebuild or something like that, Silva ain't going to be here by then. And if he ever wants to leave, it's more of a thank you. You've been an absolute legend for 3 years. Go retire and live your life in peace. It is what it is. But that's what I think needs to happen from a Chelsea perspective. But just rounding off with the game, how do you think the game's going to fare?
The one thing I'll say, firstly, is that this game, in terms of where it's situated, in terms of the fact that it's at St. James's Park, the fact that it's a 5:30 kickoff under the lights, Newcastle United fans will tell you the game just is different for Newcastle when it's under the lights, when it's a midweek game or a late game kickoff.
I think everyone loves late kickoffs for that reason.
Honestly, it just brings at St. James's Park, and like you said, many other grounds as well, but for St. James's Park in isolation, it just brings a different type of spectacle. War flags, you might know about war flags. They've been putting the displays on the flags.
The ones on the Gallagate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, them ones.
But we've expanded. We've expanded to the East Stand, the Mill, but we've expanded around the whole stadium. So what you'll see, I don't know if you're going to the game on Saturday, but
I'll be there.
So what you'll see in the away end is the flags all over the stadium. There'll be a banner that's being prepared that will be as the players come out. That we're really creating an atmosphere, but under the lights, it's just a different feel for Newcastle, and the players really feel it. Really kind of like they feed off it. So I think it goes in our favour, the fact that where it's situated and at what time. I think we're going to go for it. One game before the World Cup, with the performances that we're putting recently in the league, I think we're gonna really go for it. I think we're gonna really kind of push you high. We're gonna put pressure on you, like we have done in so many other games, and I think we're going to be asking a lot of questions. And it's whether Chelsea can withstand that, because it's intense and it's for 90 minutes. You get some teams that are intense for 15, 20 minutes, then drop off and allow the team to come back in the game. We don't stop. And that's been our greatest quality. And that's why so many teams have struggled, is that we don't stop pressing high. We don't stop working. We put you under pressure. 3, 4s, 5s will hunt impact for the ball. And that's what's really been impressive. And it's whether Chelsea can withstand that. If you can withstand that, you've got a chance. For me, I think we could potentially win the game 2-1.
Well, with that, if we can even get a draw in this game, I'll take it, because I think we could handle a press. My problem is just Chelsea when we start to go forward and the starts in games. We never seem to start a game well, and I don't think that's going to be the opposition to do that against. I think when we start bringing the ball further forward, we struggle in itself. I don't know where we're getting 3 points from, but I'm going to try and speak a 1-0 Jorginho penalty into existence, because when I have no hope, that's the only scoreline I give. Pete, big up yourself for hopping on as always. It's been a real pleasure talking to you guys. If you want to see the reverse video as well, check out Pete's channel, Loaded Mags NUFC, correct?
That's it, Loaded Mag NUFC.
Yeah, guys, link will be in the description as well, so you don't even need me to explain it. But guys, check it out. Like, subscribe, let us know your thoughts down in the comment section. And we will see you tomorrow for all the matchday content. Let's hope we win.